What's going on, world?
What's happening?
Alright, we are KC Vibe and we're back for yet another podcast. And today we're going to go live on Facebook.
Yeah, for the first time ever.
You know, I'm kind of excited about this.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to put the faces to the voices and, all that good stuff. I'm not saying that she a dude, I'm a female, but you know how it go.
Anyway, go ahead, set your tea up. We finna get into it. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
Hey, I'm trying to see how to share this right here. Alright, you already know what it is. We are back.
Like we never left, you already know.
Because technically we didn't leave.
Nah,
we right here with y'all.
We ain't going nowhere.
So, as you guys know, I absolutely love getting our, how can I put this? Our topics from different stuff that I like read online or whatever, right? So, today's topic, I'm trying to find the meme now. Have it on here. I'm doing too much. Got too much going on here. Today's topic is about conversation versus comprehension.
Ooh, woo.
Does it make sense?
Conversation versus
comprehension.
Yeah,
And the reason why I came to this topic is because it's something that we have issues with sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like I talk, I can communicate with you. You can say that you hear what I'm saying. You can say that you're understanding what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's like going in one ear and out the other.
I mean, it's the same vice versa. I can say stuff to you and you can be on your phone. I'm like, hey, baby, did you hear what I said? But it just depends.
I mean, so this is it right here, okay? It says, I used to think that communication was key. Mm-hmm. Until I realized comprehension is. Mm-hmm. You can communicate all you want to someone, mm-hmm. but if they don't understand you, it won't reach them the way you need it to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's your thoughts on that?
That's real. I mean, because if I'm trying to explain something to you and communicate with you on something that I think is very important mm-hmm. and near and dear to my heart, and it's not coming off to you as the way that I think it should, or it seems like you're not paying attention to what I'm saying, and you just like, yeah, I got you. Going with the emotions and the flow, it's gonna make you feel like, man, this person don't think that what I'm saying is important, and do they really care about what I'm speaking on from my heart, So that's what I feel. That's how I feel about that, and it could be devastating. It really can be.
I mean, yeah. But at the same time, I tell you all the time, you tell me all the time too, and it's messed up that we say this, but we be like, will you shut up and just listen to what I'm saying? You feel me? Because it's like time and time again, I sit here, I pour my heart out to you. Mm-hmm. I be like, you're just not getting it. And it can be something simple. It can be something as simple as I see a certain point of view or something, or I see something from a certain perspective, but you're not seeing it from that same perspective, and you're just trying to get your point across, and nothing's happening. It's like talking to a wall.
Because each person is trying to prove their argument, trying to make their argument, trying to prove their point, instead of listening. Instead of listening to what each other got to say, everybody's bumping heads because they trying to prove their own point instead of listening to what the person that they're supposed to be with in a relationship with has to say.
Right.
And emotions run deep, and we men have to realize that, most men do realize that women are more emotional than we are. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to take that into consideration sometimes because we try, like I told you before.
Oh God.
We trying to win. We want to win. We want to win. So that it's hard. It's hard to say, hey, look, let me stand my guard. Let me stand down. Let me hear what she has to say. Maybe what she's trying to say here is important, and I need to kind of comprehend and take this in on what's happening, because if I'm not paying attention to her, she's gonna probably seek that attention from somewhere else.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
What do you think is more important, communication or comprehension? Because we talk up communication a lot. Like, one of the main bases that we talk about, the key to a great relationship, the key to a successful relationship is communication. Being able to communicate. But now after reading this, like, this is us talking communication up all these years that we've been together. But after reading this, I'm like, dang, comprehension.
I mean, both of them are very important. I mean, because I can't comprehend what you're saying unless you communicate with me. Same thing with you. But in order for me to comprehend what you're saying, I have to listen. I have to actively listen to what you're saying in order for that to go into my head and register as, okay, I see what you're talking about. I see what you're saying. But both are important. I don't think one outweighs the other, but you have to know a time and a place on when to use one or the other. I can't communicate with you at the same time you communicate with me. One of us is going to have to comprehend, and one of us is going to have to communicate. Vice versa. We can't talk against each other.
But you know, the golden statement that everyone uses in an argument. Like, we use it in an argument. I'm pretty sure there's people out here in the interwebs that use it in an argument. One of the biggest things people do is be like, I understand you, but.
But.
I understand you, but. And it's that comma but that makes you just be like, okay, everything you said before that just goes out the window because you're not understanding me. You're not comprehending what I'm saying. But me personally, I feel that this can go far beyond relationships. This can go into even us as parents. We can communicate with our kids, right? But if our kids don't comprehend us, or we're not comprehending our kids, it becomes a bigger issue. You know, and there's been time and time again where, as a parent, you want to get mad, you want to fuss, you want to fight, you want to get your point across and all that with your kid, because in the words of parents, been there, done that. But sometimes, even as a parent, I find that I need to shut my trap sometime and just listen to what my kid has to say.
That's hard to do. Because
it is.
Because you know, pride goes a long way.
It does.
Especially when it comes to us adults. And you're like, oh man, that's a child. Well, I ain't got to listen to that kid. That's a child. Why I need to listen to a child? Look, if you communicated with your kid and actually listened to what they had to say, some of the stuff that happens in your household, and you're trying to figure out what's going on with little Susie or little Johnny or whatever, you know what I'm saying? These are just names I use. Little Susie, little Johnny, whatever. You're like, man, what is going on with this kid? Maybe you haven't taken the time out to actually talk to little Susie or little Johnny and be like, hey, little Susie, little Johnny, what is going on? And they try to express that to you, but you're like, hey, look, that's not important.
I think it's that thin line that people ride. That's the difference between talking to a person and talking at a person. Like, you can talk at me all day. I'm a Taurus, so eventually I'm gonna shut down. I do it a lot. I did it today. I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna just sit back. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you talk. But I'm done talking. I'm done. I'm over it. Because once you start talking at me, I feel personally that it's going to be a never-ending circle. It's a never-ending journey. It's a freaking snowball effect.
So if I'm talking at you, okay, are you comprehending?
No, not at all.
So it's like,
because
it defeats everything, right?
I feel that at that point we're not communicating, we're not having a conversation, we're not conversing with one another. At the end of the day, you're fussing at me. You feel me? You're lecturing me. You're not communicating with me, you're lecturing me. And there's a difference. Okay.
I see. Yeah, of course. I mean, because if a person is talking at you, of course you're gonna feel like they're fussing at you or belittling you or letting you down, because you're like, well, I'm not having the input. I can't say anything because every time I try to talk, you seem to talk over me, or I feel like you're disrespecting me in some type of way. So I could see I'm gonna shut down and not say anything, and let you just keep blabbing and blabbing and blabbing and blabbing.
Not the blabbing.
The blabbing.
That's another thing, though. Honestly, that right there is another thing that interrupts arguments in a relationship, arguments on the job, arguments within a parenthood. It interrupts because it's like, once you tell me, okay, you just keep talking, you just keep running your mouth, you're blabbing off at the mouth and all that, that lets me know you're not comprehending what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying is just words to you. At this point, I'm like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. It's not getting us anywhere.
I see. Yeah, absolutely not. And it's like talking to a brick wall.
And then it's on the job. Same thing on the job. I deal with this constantly on the job. I tell people all the time, it's cool to have a upper management position. It's cool to be in a level of supervisory, supervisor level and all that. But at the end of the day, everyone who works there is grown. And you have to treat those people as such.
Yeah.
You get a totally different person when you talk to them like an adult, like me and you were just talking, and when you talk down on that person. It's a difference between you being like, hey, Susie, do you mind taking care of this paperwork for me? Than saying, hey, you need to take care of this.
Yep.
It makes people feel a different way. You can't talk down on people.
Look, people will respect you a whole lot more if you talk to them versus talking at them.
Yeah.
Like you said, whether it's personal or business or, even with your kids. I just, me being from the South, I know one thing for sure, two things for certain, is that kids stayed in kids' places. We didn't, If an adult say, hey, you this is what you gonna do, you do this, you do that, you better not have no lip back. Or you better not express anything, because if you do, guess what? You're gonna get slapped right in the mouth. And
slapped in the mouth.
Slapped in the mouth.
That's extreme.
I remember, look, I ain't saying nothing but crazy to my mom. I know I'm gonna be getting them switches, picking the switches. But now, it's 2023, right? We have our own kids, all right? I tried to approach it the way that I was raised, because I thought that was right. But I realized a long time ago that it's not right. And it's important that I talk to them. I talk to them and figure out what's going on in their daily lives, because you want to know that stuff. You really want to know, because if there's a situation happening and something kicks off and it reaches boiling point, you had no clue, because you never talked to your kids or never talked to them to make them realize, hey, I'm listening to you. Let's come up with a resolution or a solution together. So it's the same way across the board with anybody. Friends, family, strangers, whatever, co-workers. So that communication piece and comprehending plays hand in hand to me. There's no separation in it. Both of them are very important.
So question, what's another difficult thing? What happens when you comprehend your partner? You understand where they're coming from, but you still just don't agree.
That's, you want to go ahead?
No, because there's times like when you're talking to me, I'm talking to you, or we're talking to the kids are talking to us. We both bring up good points, right? I done said it before, like with the 6-9 method. You know what I'm saying? We both bring up good points. We're both looking at it from great sides of the story. We understanding each other, but we still just want to be like, yeah, but at the end of the day, you're not right.
So
you're wrong.
There's a strategy to that. I believe that's the strategy to that. That's when you need to sit down. You need to sit down, talk. You got to write stuff down sometimes. You got to weigh pros and you got to weigh cons. If my cons outweigh my pros, maybe that's not a good idea. If your pros outweigh the cons, maybe we go with that idea. Because, look, the strategy is better. And there's a solution for what we have to come up with. So, even if I think I'm right, it's hard. Look, it's hard for us to admit that we're wrong. It's very hard. It's hard for me.
I don't think you've ever admitted that you're wrong.
I know. That's something I really got to work on.
I don't think you have
it's hard for me to admit that I'm wrong.
Ever admitted that you're wrong. I have never, ever in our whole existence as a unit, existence as a couple. I have never heard you say, babe, I was wrong.
That was that one time I said that.
Nah, it's never been a time. You have never said that you, and you can be wrong as the day is bright. Like, you can be dead wrong. Like, I can tell you that your thumb is falling off. You can see it bleeding, see it hanging down your arm, and you still be like, no, it's not. It's not off. It's not off. You be dead wrong, but you cannot be like, hey, you know what? I was wrong. My bad. And that would solve so much.
Let me tell you, but like I said, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. We both be wrong sometimes. Every person is wrong sometimes. There's no, hey, I'm always right, you always right, I'm always wrong, you always wrong. There's none of that. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes you're right. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes you're wrong. We just got to come up with that agreement and figure out, hey, look, I'm wrong.
So, question.
Yeah.
Do you think, personal opinion, do you think that the hardest part about certain people grasping the concept of comprehension is because they do not want to admit fault? Of
course. That's that pride. I just told you about that. When you got that pride, you just like, oh man. I'm admit. Sometimes when we have our conversations and it's, hey, I'm right, you're wrong, whatever. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I do after I sit back and think about it, and I'm like, God, dang, I really was jacked up, and I was wrong for.
Whoa,
that's something. Look, okay. Hold on. No, I'm man enough to admit that.
I want you to say that again. I want you to say it slowly so I can get a sound bite. I'm gonna set it as your ringtone.
Okay, that's fine. Look, that's fine. But I'm man enough to admit that on this live and podcast. There's been times where we've gotten into it. I sat back and thought about it after everything was said and done. And I was like, shit, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I was kind of jacked up for that.
I mean, so, I know.
I mean, yeah.
I know, because sometimes I do have to be like, look, when you get your head out your own butt and you sit back and you think about this, you gonna realize it. But you never come back and say anything.
Because that's like,
and 94% of problems in relationships can be solved if you know that you're wrong, you admit that you're wrong, you apologize for being wrong, and then we can just go floating through the rainbow after that.
But come on now. Come on.
Come on.
Come on now. I'm not wrong all of the time. Okay? I'm mad enough to admit, hey, look, I'm wrong. But, of course, I should do a better job coming back and telling you, hey, baby, look, I sat back and thought about it. You were right. I was wrong. That takes a lot for a man to do. It really does. It's not easy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's our physiology or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The way you're wired. The way that we are hardwired. It's just hard for us to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be man enough to do it as well. You know what I'm saying?
If it all ties in together, you can honestly say, okay, babe, after we sat back and communicated today, and I actually took time to myself to comprehend what it is that you were saying, I now see my fault in things.
Yeah, but like I said, it goes both ways. Could you do that? If you knew that I was right about something?
I'm woman enough to admit when I'm wrong. Say I'm not. Say I'm not.
I'm gonna just say this.
A lot of these people say I'm not. I am woman enough to admit when I am wrong. In multiple scenarios. One thing that you can't do, which is something that we need to address as parents, when you're wrong, you can't go back to the kids and be like, hey, I was wrong. I'm sorry. And one thing about that is a trickled effect. Okay? So you're raising sons and you're passing down that generational curse of being hardwired all crazy, and you letting your son know, okay, when you wrong, even if you know you wrong, you hold on to that manhood, you hold on to that pride, dude. You don't want to admit that. And at the same time, you're telling your daughters, even if your man know that he's wrong, and you know that he is wrong, just let it go.
No,
that's not fair.
I'm not agreeing with that because of the fact that if I did something wrong, even with my daughter, you know, if I said something wrong to her or hurt her feelings in any type of way, any of my daughters, especially my daughters, I go back and talk to them and be like, hey, look, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said that. Daddy, apologize.
Now, what about your sons?
My sons?
It's more difficult for you to do.
I'm not going to say it's more difficult to do. It just, to me, I apologize. I mean, AJ, he's a baby. You know,
he's not a baby.
He's a baby.
He's old enough to comprehend.
My 14-year-old, okay? Look, it's not easy. It's not easy out here, especially for a young black man, okay? It's not easy. So when he does something that he's not supposed to do, he gets punished, right? But if I feel like, okay, I probably shouldn't have punished him in that way or taken this away from him like that.
Oh, you said punished.
Punished? Yeah, punished.
Punished?
Punished, yeah, that's the word, right?
It sounds like you said punched. I was like, who is punching?
Nah, I ain't
punished?
No, sometimes I want to punch somebody.
Punished?
But, punish him, and I feel like I kind of like took it overboard by taking too much away from him or whatever, or not giving him them Jordans he wanted for whatever, you know what I'm saying? I come back and realize, hey man, you know, he a kid. He's still a kid. He's going to make mistakes. Hell, I made plenty. Plenty of them. So let me sit back and analyze the situation. So there's been times where I don't apologize to him, but I have conversations with him.
That's the issue.
We have conversations.
You're missing the key point. Breaking the generational curses. Like, you were not apologized to. So moving forward, you're not going to apologize.
Man, I wish my parents would apologize to me.
Exactly. And that's the life that you're living now. Where I'm like, babe, you know you were wrong. You need to apologize. Babe. I ain't apologizing to no kid. Yeah. That right there is a generational curse.
Did your mama ever apologize to your mom and dad that they did?
Yes. Because you have to. That's why I'm the way that I am. You have to be able to admit that you're wrong and be like, hey,
I agree with that.
My bad.
I agree with that.
Because if not, you're setting people up for failure. You're sending your kids out in this world to be people who communicate but not comprehend situations, and they're going to end up in the same boat with their kids.
I understand.
And that right there, it triggers kids. It makes kids be like, dang.
It does.
Because you as a kid, when your mama or your daddy was dead wrong, you knew that they were dead wrong. You had proof. You written essays. You knew that they were dead wrong. But they couldn't come to you and apologize for that. It made you feel a certain way, didn't it?
It was just, I was numb to it. I really was.
You became numb to it.
Yeah.
So after a certain amount of time, you became numb to it, right?
I never expected my parents to apologize for anything.
Yeah, so it became a sore that was never treated.
I didn't even know it was a sore. I just thought that was a requirement. It was like, I didn't know of any parents that used to come back and apologize to their kids for anything. Like, if they were wrong, hey, look, so be it. Get over it, Johnny. Get over it. But now, look, hold on, let me finish. Now, since I'm older and I realize, hey, as a father, as a leader in this household, that's not the standard. That's not how it should be at all. At all. So, with that being said, like you said, breaking generational curses. Yeah. I'm attempting to do that. I'm still working on that, of course, as a father, because, like I said, ain't nothing easy. Ain't nothing easy. But I feel like that I'm doing my kids more of a justice in 2023, raising them up right now.
Okay, so question. Okay, if you could turn back the hands of time and you can go back to the bedroom, Ninja Turtle bedroom, whatever bedroom you had.
Power Rangers.
A Power Ranger bedroom.
Big Power Ranger fan.
You can go back to the Power Ranger bedroom of little Chad, right? And you can go back to that moment. If your parents were able to come to you and be like, hey, I'm sorry, how would that affect you now? Would it change the way that you communicate? Would it change the way that you admit your faults? Or would it change the way that you can comprehend people and see both sides of stories?
Probably would. I mean, I really don't know, because if that situation really happened, I don't know. I really don't.
So it'll be moral of the story. Start from the young age. Plant that seed and watch it grow. But if you are in a relationship with somebody, in the words of K. Michelle, you can't raise a man. You know, you can't raise a man. He's already a man. But if you are a man listening, or a female listening, men tend to have the problem a little more than females. But if you are a man listening or a female listening, maybe, just maybe, you need to pull that plant up from the root. You know what I'm saying? And replant in some fresh soil and start anew. Because maybe, just maybe, if you give your significant other or your child or your co-worker that respect or that compassion, that comprehension, that apology that you also wanted as a young kid, maybe, just maybe, you can make the world just a smidge of a better place.
Yeah.
You won't have a bunch of grouchy hoes out here. Grouchy Negroes out here.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
Maybe,
That's
maybe,
true.
Just maybe.
That's true. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, respect, I mean, that type of communication goes a long way, goes in line with respect. So, I mean, having respect for people, I mean, will get you in high places. I mean, don't nobody want nobody who talk to them disrespectfully, and anybody gonna respect you if you do the same. They would probably respect you, but they won't like you. I mean, if you sitting up in a higher position or something, in a bigger position, and you talk down on people, some people may respect you, but they won't like you. They respecting your position, not you as a person.
So, moral of the story, we got to take away a key concept here. Moral of the story is communication is key, right? Comprehension is the doorknob, right? So, if you put those two together, maybe, just maybe, you can unlock the door of success and you can lead a better life.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And just like that, we come to the end. I got to get ready to skedaddle out of here and get ready to go into my job.
Yep.
So, you want to start with your socials or you want to start with mine?
Y'all already know, man. I always forget my stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you can find me on TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram. Got the same moniker, at MartyMar86.
Got the same what?
Is it moniker?
That's what you want to say.
Whatever it is. Okay. At MartyMar86. Okay, it's MartyMar86. You can find me all over the place with that moniker.
Hey, and if you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at @thereal_knockout. That's DAREAL_knockout. You looking for me on TikTok? I post on there a little bit more than Instagram. You can find me at AYO_KO and the number 2. That's AYO_KAYO and the number 2. This podcast right here, if you're looking for us, go ahead, head over, like, share, subscribe, do everything to that Facebook.
Everything.
KC Vibe Podcast on Facebook. We are KC Vibe Podcast on Instagram. We are KC Vibe Podcast on TikTok. And if you want to ask questions, you want us to discuss something on a podcast, you can hit us up at askkcvibe@gmail.com.
That's right.
That's ASKKCVIBE@gmail.com.
That's right. Hey, look, keep vibing, people.
And
Positivity.
as usual, you about to end it already.
Oh,
As usual, I thank you guys for all of the love, for all of the support. I see you guys are watching. I see you guys are listening, and I love that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy and whatnot in the inside. So keep doing that. I just ask that you guys go out and share. If you hear something on this podcast that touches you, go ahead and share it with your mama or your daddy or your cousin or your sister or your brother.
Share it with your cousin Pookie on your dad and mama's side that you don't even know.
Both sides?
Yeah. It be stuff like that happening
in the
sometimes.
Alabama?
Yeah, roll tide.
If you guys like this live video and you like us going live and you want us to go live more often, please let us know.
Yeah.
Please let us know.
We will deliver what you want.
But you about ready to skedaddle on out of here?
Yeah, let's get on out of here. I said roll tide to pick Alabama because, you know, UGA, baby. Don't front. Don't trip. We don't talk.
Okay. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
How about them dogs?
Oh, yeah. So, as usual, you ready?
Yeah.
As usual, I'm the Kate.
And I'm C.
Thanks for vibing with us. Bye.